All right, we are recording. What's up, everybody? My name is Juwan Rohan, and this is the Misguided Podcast, where we intend to guide you to a better future. I'm sitting here with Franny, the credit repair specialist and motivational speaker. Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Juwan? Thanks
I'm
for
lit.
having me. Firstly, I want to say thank you for affording me this opportunity to come on the podcast and just share my knowledge and give some enlightenment on finances. It's
Yeah,
really a pleasure.
absolutely. I think we all need it, especially in times like these. You never know what's going to be next. 2020 was a rough year, but 2021 ain't looking that much brighter. So I think saving is very important, but not just saving. I think investing is as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So let's just jump right into it. What is it that, first of all, where are you from? Let the audience know.
Okay. Yeah, just a little bit about me. So I'm
Yeah.
from Oakland, California, or the Bay Area. So that's where I'm located right now.
Okay.
And for everybody that missed it, my name's Francesca or Franny Financial. You can call me any of those. I have like a really deep passion for financial literacy, especially as it relates to like minority groups, because a lot of times just don't have the education, and
Hmm.
we just didn't know, we weren't afforded that. When we were in high school, no one told us about credit. No one told us that we could build generational wealth. So it's like it's not tangible to us. So I'm really passionate about basically just giving my people a little bit of education and letting them know that it's a possible thing.
Okay.
And I have an MBA in finance, and I'm also a real estate investor, and I'm also a credit repair specialist. So I just want to give you guys a little bit of insight about
Let's
how
talk
that.
about let's talk about where you got your MBA.
Okay, I got my MBA at a school in LA in Irvine. And
Okay.
you know what? What happened? It was really crazy. Like, I don't know. I'm always just getting blessed with these financial opportunities and just
Yeah.
all these ways to save money. So I literally got my MBA for free because my cousin just happened to work at that school and they have like this family discount. And the discount was so low that my job, I actually work in banking, my job paid for the whole MBA with their tuition reimbursement program. So
Yeah.
one thing I also wanted to bring light to is we have to take advantage of like our resources. So
Mm. Yeah, yeah, that's very important. Especially, it's literally like the famous quote is it's not what you know, it's who you know. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Resources is your network. And it always doesn't have to be take advantage of someone. It could be a certain situation or their resources that they share. So that's super important. We try to educate people on that a lot. I'm glad you touched up on that. Cool. So so from Oakland, went to LA, and then came back to Oakland. What'd you come back to Oakland for?
um, this is where I live.
Yeah,
So I'm
just
like, let me come back to my family
yeah, yeah.
and be with my people. So and I also like through all that, I was still working because I work from home. I was working in banking. I work from home, so I came back to my job. Really,
Do you still work in banking?
I do.
Do you
I'm
mind
moving into
sharing
the
what?
fintech world. I'm moving into the fintech world right now. But right now, I'm working as a fraud. Well, now I'm at a fraud investigator. I literally worked my way up from the bottom, like customer service in banking, like phone customer service, all
Yeah.
the way up to now I'm a fraud investigator.
Oh shit, I gotta go because you know what I'm saying. Might have
Yeah,
to
for
cancel this
sure. Sure.
episode. This is the misguided frauds over here. No, I'm just playing. That's cool. That's cool. Damn, yeah. I'm actually considering getting into banking right now. I lost my job back in August. So right now I'm just kind of trying to do something financial related, real estate related, because I'm getting my real estate license. But COVID shut down everything, so I can't take my test right now. It's hell.
Same.
It's hella. Yeah, yeah. Allied school. I was. We talked about it the other day. But yeah, so I'm in the waiting game, and I'm trying to get a job right now. Just in the meantime. So I've been considering banking. How do you like it?
Banking is cool, but I work for like really like one of the big traditional banks, and the way that fintech and technology is revolutionizing financial services, I'm more so ready to get into the fintech world, like
What is fintech?
like Cash App, Venmo,
Oh, okay.
type of things. So they're like, yeah, like
You
Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. I'm trying to like get into fintech. So
you should look at Varo. Varo.
I,
They're
I just
hiring.
I just interviewed with them. They're
Oh,
literally saying they're going to actually offer me something next week. So we'll see what they're talking about.
there you go. I was just about to apply for them. I saw them. They're hiring for like hella different positions right now. Well, I have them. I use them. They're hella cool.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
That's we need to talk.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
but yeah, they're like the first fintech company that got a bank charter. So
Yeah,
that's big. That's
they're about to grow for sure. They're crazy, but cool. Well, let's talk about financials. What are the first steps for someone to become financially literate? You know, what's like the process of someone kind of understanding banking or lending or, you know, financials?
That's a good question. You know
Mm-hmm.
what? There's a quote that says, "Financial wealth is just the transfer of money from the financially ignorant to the financially woke." So really,
Woke.
all you need to do is really just educate yourself. Like we have, like in this day and age, we have so much access to information. Like a lot of my things are self-taught. Like how I learned about like investing in stocks, I learned it on YouTube. How I learned about real estate investment strategies and stuff, like wholesaling and tax deed auctions and things like that. I learned it all from YouTube or from reading books. Or also, like you said, it's not what you know, but who you know. Also, networking with other people. So I would say to become financial literate, you need to one surround your people that are literate.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, you need to get around a team that may know something that you don't know and just kind of listen. And then also take advantage again of the internet and resources and kind of just read about it and then just practice it.
Yeah. No, that's facts. Um, you have to surround yourself with the people that kind of motivate you and kind of that you can learn from. If you're not learning from the people you're with, then like it's just a waste of time, really. You feel me? Um, you guys got to be on the same kind of mindset and grow together.
You got to
I'm
be around
on
like-minded individuals for sure.
very perfectly said. Yeah. So first step, educate yourself. All right. A lot of people educate themselves. A lot of people spend a shit tons amount of fucking time educating themselves and just watching YouTube videos, but they don't really go out and do anything. So
Exactly.
what is your motivational speech to someone who's stuck in that you know they're just stuck in the education part, but they want to change but they can't? What do you say to them?
You know what? I met somebody like that. He was so smart. He was so educated. That boy knew everything about wholesaling. He basically put me on wholesaling, but he literally just kept educating himself and never did it. And you
Yeah.
know what? Two things. The very wealthy people, like millionaires, I read a lot of articles about millionaires and how they acquired their wealth. And I also read a lot about like real estate investors and how they acquired their wealth. And they said the number one mistake that people make is they never do it.
Mm-hmm. They
They
just
just continue to educate themselves and just never do it. And I don't know if it's a fear of like failing or if it's a fear of being like great,
yeah.
but literally you just have to be willing to make those mistakes and just do it, you guys.
Yeah.
Like I was literally like trying to get my real estate license and just learning about wholesaling, all these things. And I was just so scared to actually go because I was scared to take that risk and put my money into it. But like right now, like a lot of people, especially in this generation, we're like young, we're millennials or younger. So we kind of have that the leisure to make those mistakes right now and maybe take a risk and maybe lose rather than someone who's 70 years old about to retire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just do it, like Nike says.
There you go. Nah, that's true. That's true. A lot I mean, you know, I've gotten to a point to where it's like I've done the educating, right? I've learned how to invest in real estate. I've learned how to invest in stocks. I've learned how to save money, start a business, start an LLC, all that good stuff, right? And kind of what helped me get over it was surrounding myself with the people. So for example, my co-host Mike, he was kind of the first person, the first friend I met that was doing the entrepreneurial stuff. And so he put me onto a lot of game, and it got me like not in a competitive mode, but it got me like, oh shit, like I see you doing well, like why the fuck am I not doing well, you know what I mean? And so it
Like
kind of
inspired you.
inspiration. So it's just it becomes a snowball effect from there. Now he inspired me, And then now I'm inspiring other people. And then now we're inspiring people together with this podcast. So it's just like, that's the wave. And you got to put, people of color onto this knowledge, because like you said, we lack the resources. In high school, I'm not going to talk shit about Berkeley High, because Berkeley High was a great school. I went there. But there's certain schools that just don't have the resources to teach the minority these type of things. And so I think it's super important that, like, one day I want to go into high school or college and kind of give like a financial talk. You feel me? But yeah, so thank you for sharing that. I agree. Let's go ahead and talk about, so another thing that goes with financials is credit, right? We talk about this credit. We always have two sides, right? We have black and white, right? We have the people who believe that credit is bad, right? Because a lot of people fall victim to bad credit, which is very true. We have a lot of people who believe credit is extremely good for businesses, right? So I'm talking Dave Ramsey versus Robert Kiyosaki. You know what I mean? Two gurus with two different opinions, but two millionaires. So what's your opinion on credit, and how can one fix their credit?
That's a good question. My opinion on credit is, obviously I love credit. Credit is great. Like an 800 credit score is like equivalent to like $1 million. No cap.
No,
So you know how
literally.
people always say other people's money, like
Yeah.
that's literally another way to literally gain and acquire wealth, is to leverage off of other people's money. Like even like, especially with real estate investing, you never have to come out of your own pocket. You can simply get a loan from somebody else or from a banking institution, what have you, use their money, get a house, flip it fast so you don't have to pay a lot of interest, and then give them their money back, and then you made some capital gains, so then you can just continue that process. So like credit is great because you don't have to use your own money, but it can be scary if you don't understand credit. So if you don't understand how it works, then it can get scary. And because there's a lot of myths with credit. Like the other day my friend just told me, oh yeah, my credit is poor because I have student loans. Well, that's not true. I have student loans from my bachelor's degree, not my master's. But, I have student loans and my credit is A1. So that's a myth. So really, to repair your credit, I think the first thing you need to do is kind of understand how it works. It's not as scary as it seems. So a couple of things is one of the main factors that's impacting a lot of people's credit score is late or missed payments. That is profound. Like it's super significant that you never miss a payment, and it's very significant that you never be late on a payment. So if that means making your $25 monthly payment like automatic, then do so. Because it's not like half of the time, like a lot of the people whose credit like I'm helping to repair, their payments were like $25 and they have the money. So it's just a matter of being responsible and being intentional.
See, but that's what it is that's why it's so tricky, is because credit, it gives you this extra layer of responsibility. You already have a lot of shit going on in your life. You know, you already have the bills, the PG&E and stuff that you got to worry about first. And then so to add on a credit card payment just so you can play catch up with this financial world, it kind of puts like a lot of stress on you. And a lot of people just put it in the back of their mind and forget about it. Like, you know what I mean? So like you said, it's super good to put those automatic payments on. But then also it's super good to just train yourself to be like, ready, proactive. Like what I do is I do multiple like reminders, right? I'll schedule reminders in my phone. Hey, 25th of this month, every month, you pay your card. Right. And I still got it on automatic payment. So that sets me up for two ways that, if I fuck up, then I really fucked up. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, exactly. So I think it's good to kind of have that plan A, plan B, and plan C if you need it.
It's all about like so it's all about discipline. It's a lot to do with discipline, and you need to be good stewards, because there's even a verse that says to if you're faithful with the least, then you'll be faithful with the many. So if you're not faithful with your $100 credit card, it's $100. If you can't be faithful with that, then who wants to give you $100,000?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you just need to be good stewards of your finances and practicing, like just what you said, just implementing calendar reminders or automatic payment or whatever works for you. And there's so many apps that you can use. Like you can use Acorns. There's so many apps that can look like really would help you. Or you can ask somebody to hold you accountable. Like there's all type of help, but you really need to do it.
We talk about Acorns on here all the time. We definitely need a sponsor. Yeah. They need a sponsor. I love Acorns. But no, that's facts. Let's go ahead.
One other thing that has credit, like just really quick, because this is another big one. Your credit utilization. So if you need to only use 30% of your a given credit. So if I have $100 credit line, I only need to want to use $30 and not 40 and not 50, because that will also negatively impact your credit score. So I just wanted to share those two, because those are the like major ones that people have a hard time with. And if you can just focus on those two things, you guys can totally get your credit up.
Yep. No, you're right. Let's kind of walk someone through if someone has a 650 credit score, they have one credit card, they have one car, and they rent, right? They don't have a house. What are kind of some first steps that they can take to rebuilding their credit within 3 to 6 months?
Okay. So first, what you can do is you can go to annualcreditreport.com and pull your credit reports from the three bureaus. So you need all three reports. So once you pull all three of those reports, you can kind of see what each bureau is saying about your credit. Facts. So they'll literally let you know if you have any derogatory remarks and what is basically impacting your credit. So look at that. It might be some incorrect information. Actually, oftentimes there is incorrect information. Or
a lot. I found some shit on the credit report like 2 years ago, and I was like, hold on, like this ain't even me.
Exactly. That happens all the time, you guys. Like, don't just be trusting them because they're the credit bureaus. I know that's
never trust the government. No.
Just because they're the government does not mean they don't make mistakes. So you have to be really proactive, y'all, especially when you're trying to build wealth. It's not easy. It's not going to come to you. So you need to be proactive. So pull your credit reports, check and make sure everything is accurate. Check to see if there's and if it says you missed some payments, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. You never know. So just dispute it all, you guys, because if you dispute something with them and they can't prove it within 30 days, then by law they have to take it off. Period. So that would be the first step, I would say, in building and repairing your credit. Pull those reports and dispute everything.
Definitely, that's facts. Speaking of that, I actually, like I said, 2 years ago, I found something on my credit, and I think it was like had to do with Comcast. Comcast always fucks you. That's why I never deal with Comcast. It had to do with Comcast, some like late payments, they said, but they had never mailed me like the bill or anything. You know what I mean? So I disputed it. I showed like, I don't know how I proved it, but it was like, it wasn't too crazy. They just never like contacted me. Yet they just sent it to the credit bureau and like, oh, he's delinquent. I'm like, hold on. So yeah, it was super easy. I got disputed. It's off my credit report, and I got a great. I'm in a good position with my credit. So
that's good. Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Yeah, it's really
to the black people. But that's cool. You mentioned leverage earlier. We talk about leverage versus all cash a lot. You mentioned that it's good to use other people's money. Why is that? Why do you think that?
Because I'm using my own.
Yeah. All right. Well, all right. I guess that's the end of the episode, guys. And I was just like,
I told you everything you needed to know.
Yeah.
You know? Especially with us. A lot of people, we don't have the capital to and like invest in real estate half the time, because you need especially in California, it's really expensive. So half the time you don't have the money. You really just don't have the money. But if you have okay, cool, good, great credit, then the bank will literally give you $400,000 to buy a house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or even to like renovate a house. They literally have construction loans if you want to just flip something real quick. And it's just, I would say just about that, just to be intentional about like the time frame is going to have you it's going to take you to do it, because one of the wealth killers, you guys, is paying interest.
Mm-hmm.
That's a wealth killer. Mm-hmm. Paying taxes, that's a wealth killer. And paying fees, wealth killers. You don't want to pay any of those. You don't want to pay Sam nothing if you don't have to. So I would say just be really intentional about your numbers and your time frame, so you do not pay interest. And that's another thing about credit too. Like, pay your credit off before your statement cycles, because I don't care if your interest is $20, $30 a month. It adds up. You don't want to pay the bank. You don't want to pay the government nothing if you don't have to. Look at Trump.
Very true.
You don't pay nothing.
Very true. Very true. No, that's very true. I like the idea of okay. A lot of people say that the number one wealth killer is interest. And I think a lot of people make the mistake of when they get a new job or when they get a little bit of money, when they graduate college, what do a lot of people say first? Let me go get a new car. You know what I mean? Cars are like terrible. Like if you can pay all cash for a car, then you'll be all right. You feel me? Like, I hate the interest on cars. It's stupid. And then as soon as you take it off the lot, it depreciates by fucking half the amount. So
cars.
Yeah. Speaking of a car business owner.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Nah, it's cool. I at one point I had like six, 7 cars. Now I've made my fleet a little bit smaller, but cars are crazy. Especially because they're depreciating assets. They can be assets or a liability. But real estate, a lot of people love real estate because of the appreciation, because of the tax benefits, because of the cash flow, and because it's fun. Shit, there's so many things you could do differently with a house. You know what I mean? So many ways you can get money from it. So let's go ahead and talk about that and kind of how you got into real estate. Let's talk about, how'd you get into it? Where'd you learn it from? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I kind of been around real estate my whole life because my mother is a real estate agent. So I've literally, like, from when I was a kid till now, I've literally watched my mother have like so many, and this was obviously an investor too. So she had like properties in Washington, properties in Arizona. Like, I literally saw my mother go from broke to living in Oakland, and our Christmas presents getting stolen out the car on Christmas Eve, and her didn't have no money to buy some more, so she had to buy them all from like Walgreens. I literally seen her being that broke to having $1 million because of real estate. Yeah, straight up. Yeah. So that's how I became interested in real estate. And she's also too a loan officer and an underwriter, so she'll give you the real estate loan. So anyway, so I saw that. But then, another thing that I have wanted to touch on too about real estate, it is a great vehicle and the main one to for investments and to acquire wealth. But also we want to make sure that you don't put all of your eggs in real estate, because when 2008 happened, the bubble, the crash of the real estate market, I also saw my mother, who just had $1 million, lose everything, like lose all her properties and just like kind of go under. So, but I was still interested in real estate because the market is mainly good, more good than bad. So that's how I became into it. And then, like you just said, Juan, you're getting your real estate license. I'm getting mine too, but right now they're not giving the test. So I'm just kind of like twiddling my thumbs, waiting for the test to be offered again. Yeah. So while I'm like waiting for the test, I just kind of looked for other ways to invest in real estate. And like you said, there's so many things you can do. There's so many investment strategies that you can get into real estate, whether it be wholesaling. I know everybody's like kind of big on that lately. Auctions, like I was kind of into tax deed auctions, where basically if you don't pay your taxes on your property, they sell your property at an auction. I'm talking about people didn't pay their taxes, and their taxes were like $1,300 straight up. So you could ideally get a house for $1,300.
Have you looked into that? Have you like almost done that?
Yeah, I've been in auctions. I've been in all the online auctions.
We
Yeah,
we got we
having
gotta
like
talk offline about that, because I've been trying to look for that and I can't really find out how to get into it. So
okay,
I
yeah,
want you to educate me on that.
I for sure will.
But definitely what you kind of were talking about is diversifying your portfolio. You said 2008, when the bubble happened, your mom was so invested in real estate. You know, she didn't really have any other things. I don't know. I'm just going off what you said. She didn't have any other investments, right? So it's exactly what they say about mutual funds. You can't just invest your whole life into Tesla. I mean, that's a terrible example because Tesla's doing so well right now. But you can't just invest in your life into one stock. You kind of got to diversify yourself into many different things.
No, let me share this, because this was a verse I actually wanted to share that says about diversifying. Even like God taught us, like God says a whole lot of things about finances. If you would just follow the Bible, he literally tells you how to invest. And one thing he says is give a portion to 7 or even to 8, for you never know what disaster may happen on earth. So literally diversify 7 or 8. So you know how you gotta have 7 sources of income.
I was just about to say that.
Like it's all clicked. So I thought that like scripture was super profound.
I was just about to say that.
Diversifying is like super important.
Super. No, so that's good. Let's you said there was many, we both said there's many ways to get into real estate, right? We got wholesaling, which is super easy and challenging, but it's getting saturated, right? To me, I feel like it's just everyone's doing it. You could buy a course from this person, that person, 10 other people, you know what I mean? And it's super competitive right now, especially in times like this where the real estate market is either going to fall or boom. So people are taking a lot of risk. How do you feel about wholesaling?
You know what, like you just said, it could be rewarding, but it's also really challenging. Like I tried wholesaling for like 6 months straight. And I learned a lot, and I even kind of had some opportunities, but all my deals that I kind of had like fell through. But I was able to like meet a lot of people and network through that. So I kind of still have like a list if I ever do get a property from wholesaling. But in California, it's really hard to wholesale, no cap. But you can be successful, but I like it. But again, it's like really challenging. Real estate is not easy. It's not easy.
No.
So I kind of like gave up on wholesaling for a minute, and then I started the tax deed. But that's another thing too. So like when you're like looking for a real estate strategy, one of the mistakes that I made is I was in too many things. Like I was so like excited. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wholesale. Oh no, I'm gonna do tax deed. Oh no, I'm gonna buy and flip. Oh no, I'm gonna house hack. It was like so many things. Like you have to pick a strategy and stick with it. For a minute.
Find your niche before you. It's like don't be the jack of all trades before you even get started. You know what I mean? You kind of pick your niche and then kind of learn in that niche, and you'll learn everything about the other niches, and then you could diversify your portfolio. That's kind of where I'm at right now, trying to figure out like what ways I want to get started in real estate and like what fits me. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about your first property and how you acquired it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So after all of that I've just said, like all these things I'm doing, like wholesale, tax deed, all those fell through. So finally, I'm in the process right now of buying my property.
Okay.
And no cap, the way that I was able to acquire it is from someone that I knew. Like you have to, like, again, like now I think like the number one way that that in real estate investors are successful is straight up from networking. Like straight up.
You
have to know people, because right before the pandemic is when I kind of started going to like all these different real estate conferences and stuff. I met so many people, and people would really just like remember you and call you like, hey, Francesca, weren't you interested in this? I have somebody that has a property out here and you guys want to come look at it? Like straight up. So I knew somebody. The opportunity.
Hold on, that's gonna be the name of the episode.
For the love.
I knew somebody. That's the name of the episode.
I knew somebody. That's a good one.
For sure. Okay, yeah. So you met this person, you knew them, they brought you the property. Where's the property located? How much was the purchase price? Let's kind of go into a little bit details.
Property is located in Oakland. It's like on the border of Oakland and San Leandro. It's in a really, really nice neighborhood.
You got an Oakland property? Damn, girl.
Exactly what I'm saying. Like it's a miracle.
Yeah.
So,
What are you on FHA? What's the property?
yeah,
What's
FHA loan.
okay? I was
And
about to say
my mom's like in the process of putting all like doing all my mom because I told you she's the loan officer, so
she
she's
did
like
it.
doing all the paperwork for me.
She did your loan for you.
Yeah, of course.
She gonna have to. She only does California.
Yeah.
Okay, she gonna have to help us in a couple of months.
Oh yeah, for sure. Call
Yeah.
me for credit repair specialist. Call my mama if y'all want a loan. Straight
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
So yeah, my mom's in the process right now of like putting all that together, and then we're also going to renovate. We're like immediately going to renovate or remodel the property, and we're going to add 2 rooms. So ideally, like when we're done with it, it's going to be worth like at least 8, like off top, and we got it for around like the 5 mark. So yeah, I'm in the process.
Right what how are you remodeling the property? Did you get a construction loan? Did you get FHA 203K? You know, let the people know.
We're getting a construction loan.
Okay, cool. Let's walk the people. I don't think we've ever talked about construction loans into like a little bit of detail. Let's walk the people through kind of how that works, a construction loan.
You know what? I'm still getting the process of it and learning it, so I can't not even articulate it yet to you. But I'll let you know like next week. It's like literally happening right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so this podcast just happened at the perfect time. Like,
yeah. Well, but I mean, that's what it is though, is, you know, a lot of the people I talk to, I try not to talk to the people who have already done it. I try to talk to the people who are going through it. That way we can share, you know, our struggles and our journey as we're going through it, because there's stuff we're learning and we need to educate the other people, as opposed to the people already at the top. They've been through it already, so they're kind of recounting on past experiences. I want that, like, you know, that raw emotion. So yeah, but that's super dope. Congrats on your first property in Oakland. That's fucking crazy. That's super dope. So FHA, how are you going to invest in your next property? What's your kind of plan? You said you're giving up wholesaling a little bit. What's your plan for the next one?
You know, my next I'm kind of like into crowdfunding right now. So I just hit up like all my brothers, because I have like 3 siblings.
Okay.
3 other brothers. Actually, yeah, I have 3 siblings. I have 2 other. How many brothers do I have? I have 3 brothers. I have 4 siblings, 3 brothers. And I just hit up like all my cousins and all my brothers, and I was like, you guys, listen, this is what we're gonna do. We're all gonna put $10,000 in each, and then we're gonna go in on a multi-family property. So that's like my next adventure, my next venture after I'm done closing on this property. So yeah, so basically crowdfunding is when you like just kind of get a whole lot of people together. You guys all put your money together, and then you guys all make an investment together. So that's where we're at with it right now.
True. How many people are you trying to get? Because sometimes, you know, if you go a little bit too many people, you ain't making no cash flow.
Right. You know what? Right now, I'm not really concerned about the cash flow part, because like I don't know, I'm like really a giver. So like the purpose of this property is kind of like the house hack. So we're gonna go in on a multi-family property, and then my siblings or my because I hit a couple of my cousins too. It's like 7 of us in total. I'm like, you guys can live there, and then we can just kind of like get that equity for right now, and then we could like figure that out in 5-10 years from now. You know, so right now my main idea is to kind of like gain equity, and then also give my family a place to live, and then ideally they're house hacking, so the mortgage is then they're gonna be free, because we'll have a tenant. I mean, we'll have another tenant in there paying the mortgage. Ideally.
Yeah. So. No, there you go. You just putting your people on. I respect it. That's kind of where I want to head right now. I've been trying to like find partners and stuff, people exactly what you're doing. Just touching up with people from high school that like you know, have the same mindset and stuff. And just kind of trying to bring all brothers together, really. But yeah, I respect that. That's dope. Let's go ahead and talk about let's talk about business. You know, starting an LLC or anything. Do you have experience with that?
So I'm in the process of starting. Like, I don't know, 2021 is like I'm starting everything right now.
Okay. There you go. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I'm in the process of starting my LLC, like making Franny Financial like legit. because
Okay.
I've already been repairing people's credit and kind of just using like my personal accounts. And
Yep.
then now I realize might as well just go ahead and put it on the business end because I'm gonna basically put all of my stuff in a trust anyway.
Uh-huh.
We can talk about trust later too. But what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? It was something I wanted to do. It was like a
About
main thing I wanted to say.
about your LSE
Oh
starting.
yeah,
So,
oh yeah. I wanted to tell the people this is like the best year too, you guys. If you are interested in starting a business or LLC, I would say this year is the time to go because especially if you're in California, because the governor of California is about to waive the business tax. So normally you have to pay $800 a year for businesses, but he's going to waive it this year and next year, so you don't even have to pay that. So regardless if you make money in your business or not, you normally have to pay this tax of $800. But because he's going to waive it, you're not going to have to pay that fee all the way to 2003. So this is like a time to go for anybody interested.
yeah, that tax is the worst tax in the world. I have two LLCs, and like you said, no matter if you make money or not, you have to pay that motherfucker. And, and if not, they coming after your ass. But yes, I didn't know he was waiving that. I'm looking that up right now.
Yeah.
Is it only for 2021?
I don't know if it's just for new businesses or if it's going to do it for the old small businesses too. So definitely look into that. You have to pay it. But yeah, it's the 2023.
That's crazy. That's like, man, I'm finna open up like three to five more businesses.
For real.
That's super cool. Wow, that's great knowledge. That's what we needed right there. We need people to know that. So everyone listening, please go do your due diligence and check that out and start a new business. That's cool. So you're starting Franny Financials. What exactly is that going to be? Just your credit repair stuff, or are you going to add some other stuff on there as well?
Yeah, so initially it's going to be the credit repair, and then ultimately, when I get a little bit more tenure into like real estate and things like that, I'm going to start. I mean, I don't know if the world's ever going to open back up, honestly. So maybe everything will have to be virtual, but me and my mother are going to collaborate and kind of give real estate classes, like as far as like, first home buyer. She's gonna like get info about like loans and how to
Damn, I love that. You and your mom working together. That's super dope. That's super dope. You don't hear that often. I love that.
That's gonna be part of the business.
That's super good. Yeah. Where's your mom a real estate agent? Is she for a certain company or she has her own stuff?
You know what? My mother's been a real estate agent for like 40 years, and she's been in so many different companies that I don't keep up anymore. She's also been like a underwriter too for like so many different companies. Like seriously, y'all should see her resume. It's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
So I don't know.
Okay, for sure. No, that's cool. And that's super dope that you're trying to get your license as well. Hopefully that open this shit back up. Because I'm tired of waiting.
I know. If you find out that before me, let me know. We can take it together.
For real. We're going to have to drive somewhere, though, because they closed the Oakland one. We're going to have to drive to Sac or Fresno. I'll drive anywhere, really. I'll take the shit in a different state if I could take it next week.
I just need to do it online. Like, come on.
Man, that's what I was literally saying. Y'all had us do our courses online. Y'all could just like we give them access to our screen and we turn the camera on. So they you know what I mean? So they know we're not cheating.
Yeah, it was proctored. Like they had to see me. They had to see the whole room. I couldn't
literally. Yeah.
I'm like,
I feel like they'll do it. They just probably stupid and don't have the funding or something.
There's no one spend no money. You already know.
Facts. But nah, what are some other kind of strategies for building wealth that we haven't talked about? So we talked about saving. We talked about a little investing, but only in real estate. So
yeah, so just like we said earlier, we need to diversify our portfolio. So you don't want everything in real estate. So there's like so many other options of investing. Right now, a big one, obviously, is like stocks and cryptocurrency. And I'm like, And mutual, like you said, mutual funds too. I love mutual funds. Like, no, I love mutual funds. So I think those are like three big ones that everyone should kind of look into now. Again, there's like so much information online, and there's like books. You can get a free book at like swanbitcoin.com about like Bitcoin, how it was made, and like all the information about Bitcoin and stuff. But definitely, I would say mutual funds, because if you just like have your money in a savings account, you might as well just, and you don't need it. Like if you don't need your money to be liquid, if you have like a set, like let's say you got $10,000 that you're not using, you're not going to use, I would definitely say put it in mutual funds, because you can get, if you could gain between 5 and 10% return on your investment, that's awesome. But like with mutual funds, like no, I've gained like at least 30% interest just by having my savings account. I just put it in a mutual funds account, and I got like a 40% return, like off from doing nothing for real.
Yeah.
So
who'd
I'm
you go through?
Vanguard.
The good one. Yeah.
I'm like an advocate for mutual funds, y'all, because like all they do is basically they just follow the stock trends for you. Like you don't have to do any.
Yeah.
I mean, of course you have to do a little bit of like.
You just pick how conservative or aggressive you want to be.
Exactly.
So
I don't want to take risks. Like, like, yeah, I want to take the biggest risk, be aggressive.
Yeah.
Do it for you. Like it's like so easy. So
mutual funds.
Like
we talked about it before, but just to refresh, mutual funds are, in my opinion, are for people who want to invest long term. I wouldn't say throw 10,000 in and hope to come up in a couple of weeks or a couple months. That we're talking 30 years, 20 years, 15 years, long term investing. Reason being is because the market is a roller coaster. You go up and down, but it's always going up. So if you invest that 10,000 and 30 years later you're gonna make a lot, especially if you're making 30%. Obviously you're gonna have some dips, but it's always good to keep your money in.
I'm glad that you brought that up. That's true. It is for more so long-term investment. I'm like, that's my strategy. I'm more of a long-term investment. I don't need to get my money right now for real. Yeah. So that's also another thing too with Bitcoin. I would say I don't really know a lot about day trading or trading at all for real. But like for Bitcoin, I would say if you put your money in Bitcoin, leave it there and then come back like 5 years later. Like don't like look every day and be an emotional investor. Like, no, I'm pulling out, because it's more so again long-term.
Yeah. Facts. That's great knowledge for real, definitely. Let's kind of wrap it up towards the end of the episode and talk about kind of like when starting a new business, right? What are kind of like the first steps that you are learning right now that you wish you would have knew years ago? You know, like someone would have told you.
That's good. I guess it would be, you know what, like with starting a new business, it's all about, you either have to have like a product or a service that like people need, right? So I wish that I would have like realized years ago, like first of all, you have to figure out what you're
good at
and your talents are, what you're good at. And then you need to figure out how to capitalize off of that. Like people need whatever you are good at. People need that. So the fact that people need help with their finances, people need help building their credit. I've been good with credit since I was 18 years old. If I would have known that 10 years ago, I'm like 30 now, y'all.
You still look 18.
So like if I would have known that, like just find what you're good at and then find the need for people and then create a business, make it a business, and then just kind of like go out and do it. Take that risk, take the first step. And like we said earlier, just do it, because people would just sit on their talents and twiddle their thumbs and just be like, I'm really good at this, but I'm so scared. Like, no, do it, and do it for people. Serve other people, because that's literally like why we're here.
Facts. I like that. That's great. That's a great wrap up. I just want to say I appreciate you coming on. The way we like to end the episode is with a segment called Guided Conclusions, where I ask you a question. It could be funny, serious, it could be anything, right? But we haven't talked about it previously. Today's question is, after this epic showdown of Ashanti and Keyshia Cole, who do you think won?
I got my answer now. I'm from the Bay. I gotta
Yeah.
go with my girl Keyshia. Come on,
Okay.
man.
Even though she was like 2 hours late.
But what happened? Like she was there last time though, and nobody else came. So, you know, we
Yeah.
give her a little grace because she was
Yeah.
late. And I wasn't doing
Yeah.
nothing anyway. So I was like, it's cool. She could be late. I ain't doing nothing right now.
True, true. He was probably already drinking, already ready for the pregame.
I was listening to music anyway. I'm like, she
Yeah.
cool. She'll be here eventually.
She came in
But yeah.
mad as hell though. She made me like I felt like she was mad at me. Like I did something. That's that Oakland in her though. But yeah, Keyshia all the way.
She's not mad, y'all. This is just like her RB. This is her RBF.
Yeah, that's facts.
RBF. That's all that is.
Facts. No, seriously, appreciate you coming up here and dropping this knowledge for the audience. It's super refreshing to hear someone who's actually going through it right now. And kind of experiencing the stuff, especially with all the new law changes, happening in the beginning of the year. Like this is a perfect time for someone to be going through it and kind of spread that knowledge of what's happening and what's changing. So thank you so much, Franny. I appreciate you. Of course. And shout out to Clubhouse. Hopefully they sponsor this one day, but that's where I found you from. So Clubhouse, the Bay Area group on there. So yeah, make sure y'all follow us on Clubhouse. Go ahead and drop all your socials.
All right, y'all. So follow me on Instagram. It's Franny Got Faith, Frany, Franny Got Faith. And then follow me on Clubhouse. It's Franny_K, Franny K. And hit me up if you guys have like any questions or if you want your credit repaired and you want me to give you like tips on how to build your credit, hit me up. And I do it for a very small fee. Straight up.
Dope. Small fee for some big wins. There we go. I appreciate you. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. This is the Misguided Podcast. We're intend to guide you to a better future. My name is Juwan. Again, I'm sitting here with credit repair specialist Franny. And I hope you guys follow. Stay tuned, everyone. All right.